So hey guys, thank you for joining. First things first, can you guys hear me?
Hello.
Hi,
yes,
Karen.
Hear you.
That's weird. Hey Karen, can you speak? Because apparently my headphones weren't working.
Hello.
Perfect. Love it. Okay. Are you guys having trouble connecting? Because it seems like a lot of people are popping in and popping out.
What did you just say?
A lot of people are just popping in and out. So are you guys having trouble connecting? Well, what's going on?
I have no idea. بس usually بيكون في أكتر من 10 participants. So I guess yeah. But yeah, عالم.
Is this Rafiq from Drawit?
Yes.
Hello, كيفك نادر؟
رفيق, nice. مشتاقين man, كيفك؟
حبيبي man, nice to see you again. بصراحة لما قريت your name I was like, oh nice, familiar face. How you been?
Nice to have. I've been good. UAE's been treating me nice.
إن شاء الله دايما هيك لكن treating. صراحة يعني بيحتار الواحد كيف بدي how to reassemble.
Yeah, it's tough. It's really tough. Hold on. طيب. I know who Drawit is. You don't need to re-pitch yourself. Guys, can you introduce yourself to me? Like just your startups at least, because I saw that you guys filled the form, but not everyone did. And I'm just curious about to know who's on board, your level. Based on what I saw from the form, by the way, most of you don't know what is a one metric that matters. Rafiq, I don't see you having filled this up. But if you actually did not know, I'm gonna kill you.
Sorry, my metric that matters. بلا خلص حفظناها هاي.
فكرت. Okay. Cosette, what's Forgotten Rainbows exactly?
Hi. Forgotten Rainbows نحن بنعمل natural food coloring powder معمولين من vegetables and fruits. So you can use them in any recipe instead of artificial food colors يلي هن معمولين من chemicals وفيهم كتير toxic و side effects. بينما natural food coloring هن فيهم antioxidant وفيهم vitamins.
Okay, so basically you're a B2C business, right?
Yes.
Okay. Did you identify your market yet specifically? Well, it's still very broad.
هو عادة التارجت رح يكون moms, chefs, hospitals اللي they treat kids لأنه يلي عندهم كانسر وأوتيزم. واحد من السايد افكت تبع الكيميكال الموجود بالارتفيشال فود كولر they cause cancer and autism. So هيدا رح يكون كمان تارجت. وبسكولز اللي بيعملوا اكل للاولاد وبيستعملوا بالغلط artificial food colors.
Okay. Hello, what's interesting is that I noticed that a lot of people that actually filled up database, Mawarid, the RISB, I don't know, I can't read that properly, sorry. Reef and Frantic, you're all generating revenue, you're all profitable? Does that include you guys? Hello?
ما سمعت كنت عم تحكيني sorry.
So is everyone here generating revenue and profitable? Because the form says that you're all profitable, which is interesting.
هو بالفورم اللي عبيناه مطرح ما في إذا we are generating profitability وهيك ما في مطرح to write anything ومجبور تحطك yes لا تقدر تعمل.
ده بغبى مني.
Yes, so حتى الويب سايت أنا I'm about to develop the website.
Okay, so it's my mistake. By the way, you could have just skipped the
mostly كله required.
Yeah.
كله كان required.
This was a stupid way of setting up the form. Yeah, my mistake.
أنا بصراحة كنت شاري الدومين بس شفت إنه مجبورين نحط ويب سايت فت هلا عملته.
really؟
صار عندنا ويب سايت بساعة.
منيحة.
That's how you're supposed to. على فكرة ليه دخلت هالقد؟ ما زال you can make it بساعة.
لا لأن هلا بالغلط انتبهت إنه من ورا يمكن قصة الكورونا رجعوا فتحوا editing للويب سايت، يعني قبل ما كان في أعمل له editing مجبور أرجع أدفع.
Interesting. أنت على GoDaddy؟
إيه صح.
Okay, we need to discuss your guys' tools at some point. لأنه GoDaddy is one of the worst things you can possibly use for hackathons. But props for working on it. Should we wait a bit more or should we get started? I think let's give it like 4 more minutes because apparently we had us trying to connect hackathons. In the meantime, so who wants to introduce their startup? What's WeDo? WeDo. It is a design web services. Okay, so basically you're just a web services agency, like building websites and stuff. Or is the WeDo person not here? Okay, apparently not. Plasti Fuel.
إيه معك.
Enter Plasti Fuel. Okay, so what do you guys do exactly?
We build a machine to treat plastic and transform it into fuel.
Basically recycling.
لا. Downcycling.
Upcycling.
Down ولا up? I'm confused.
لا down.
Okay. And what's database? I found that interesting, and you guys build a database. I شفتها brief about startup, but I didn't get really exactly. Is the database person here? Hi, Sarah.
I'm the one. Hello, how are you?
I'm good.
Fine. في أعطيك شوي هيك hints عن database.
Yeah, بالعكس, I want you to tell me exactly what it is.
Okay, database هو application بياخد information من العالم، بياخد input information from real people وبيعطي information to real people، وهيدي الانفورميشن بتكون من real people. بتقلي ليش هالقد عم ركز انا على real people؟ نحن عندنا كتير competitors بالسوق بيعطوا information للعالم، بس اجمالا بيكون information او مسيسه او منا من real people، يعني هن approximate اخذوها. نحن الفكره عندنا بالابليكيشن هي انه نجمع داتا ونعطي الداتا بطريقه صحيحه وبطريقه you can communicate data with other people. اللي بيميز كمان هيدي الابليكيشن.
So as a فهمت صح, you're basically a survey place-ish. You reach out to actual people and then that data is based on them. So if I'm a customer, how do I approach you? If I want certain data, how do I approach you? What's the process?
هو application. هلا بقول لك كيف، بس قبل اقول لك شيء انه هيدي الابليكيشن انا بلشت افكر فيها من لما كنت عم بعمل ماي بيسز، بس لفوت بدي اعمل ريسيرش ما لاقي داتا سبيسيفايد للبنان. يعني فور اكزامبل بدي اعمل انا ريسيرش على الاجريكلتشر بالشوف، ما بقدر لاقي هيك يعني اشياء دقيقه مثل دغري بيفتحوا لي ريسيرش جيت او شيء هيك يعني عالم.
لانه يوغا وهودي ما بيشتغلوا بهيك كثير. They don't do much service.
مزبوط. فانا هيدي الابلكيشن بتساعدك انه تاخذ كل الانفورميشن بلبنان وفي بقلبها مثلا فيلدز مثلا agriculture, engineering, education بتفوت عليها. you can يعني مثلا انا بدي انفورميشن وانت عندك هاي الانفورميشن، بتعمل اكونت وبصير في احكي معك عن هيدي الداتا.
طيب how do you, so I just have a couple of questions. How do you incentivize people to give you this information? مثلا, if you're surveying a bunch of people, how do
مزبوط.
you incentivize them to fill the survey? On the other hand, don't you think if you're not focusing on a certain sector, it's going to be very difficult for you? Because you're basically building a app version of Ipsos.
لا مش ما انا هون مثلا الكومبيتيتور اللي هي ابسوس، بس انا شو اللي ابسوس في كثير بقلبها شك انه هي الانفورميشن مانا من ريل بيبل، والعالم ما بتعتمد ابدا على ابسوس الا بحالات لما يكون في ستاديز كثير خفيفه، انه مثلا بيقولوا انه referred by ابسوس، العالم ما بتاخذها كثير سيريس. انا كيف في خلي العالم to take my application serious هو انه نحن حنكون عم ننظم تيمز موزعين بيونيفرسيتيز او كونفرنس او هيك، مثل ما بيعملوا اليو ان لما بده ياخذوا سيرفيز من العالم، بيصيروا يحطوا تيمز بكل منطقه وبيقولوا لهم عن اهميه الاجوبه المضبوطه، بس لهن يحطوها قديش هن بيستفيدوا منها. يعني انا اذا بجي بقول لك انه اذا انت عندك ريسيرش، انت تلميذ جامعه اول سنه، بجي بقول لك انه انت عندك ريسيرش بالماستر فيك تستفيد من هذا الابلكيشن، بس عم تحط الداتا المضبوطه وبتاخذ بوينتس لتاخذ الداتا كومبليت. هلا اكيد انت كستودنت انت ما فيك تاخذ الداتا البروفيشنال، لانه انا بقبض مصاري على الداتا البروفيشنال، انا اذا بدهم اياها الاورجنايزيشنز بيدفعوا اكثر، انت كستودنت بتاخذ الداتا اللي اكثر جنرال شوي، لحتى انت فور فري بتفوت كستودنت، بينما كاورجنايزيشن او شيء بروفيتبل انا باخذ منهم مصاري، بيعملوا ريجستريشن. يعني
Okay,
كل حدا
so basically you're a data marketplace. I understand. Interesting. Infrastic, are you guys here? I think Jana Mbala, Jana's here. Jana, can you tell us a bit about your work?
بس ما قلت اللي حبيتها.
No, I liked it. I just tend to think a lot about how it's working. فبعدني أفكر إنه you basically should have two different apps. One's for people who want to fill the survey, others who want to get out the information. It could be a web app, it could be that. أفكر بس بالprocess بعدني. I like the idea because we need the data marketplaces.
ليك شو أنا
I'm just thinking of the actual process.
حفرجيك داتا باي، حفرجيك ابلكيشن. انا ماني خاصني بالابلكيشنز كثير، بس جربت اعمل شيء بروتوتايب، هلا ببعث لك اياه هون، بس كيف بدي ابعثهم؟ اذا فيك تحط يور ايميل بقدر ابعث لك السكرين شوتس اللي عملتهم على الابلكيشن.
I think you have my email. Sharla would have shared it, no? Anyways, I'll share it again. Hella, it's not a problem.
Okay.
Plus, we can connect on Slack. Like, I'm going to be working with you for a while, so we're gonna dig deeper into this. So, Jana, Infrastic. I guess she doesn't want to. Loy, is he here? Jana, hello, my microphone's not working, so I'll type. Infrastic is a startup that produces construction materials, concrete blocks, acid mixing using plastic waste. I like that. Sarah, apparently you have a client, Karen Cordell.
Karen, she's my friend. Hi, Karen. هي كمان ب
Hello, he كمان my customer by the way.
ايه مضبوط، بنفيد بعضنا.
Perfect. Who else wants to introduce their startup before we get started?
Yes.
Hi, Mac.
Hi, Randa. Go for it.
Hi.
Karen, انت after. يلا go for it.
مالي سوري بس ما لحقت عم بعبي الفورم، بس في اشياء كثير ما عرفت اعبيها.
ما تعتليها. Just tell me about your startup and what do you do.
Okay, my startup is Green Robotics made from recycled material to engage kids into STEAM, science, technology, engineering, art and math. This is it من age 3 till age 17.
لأنه في عندنا Raspberry Pis ولا how do you program the robots?
No, لحديت هلا لا without programming، لأن بعد ما عندي engineer كرمال يعمل لي هيدا الشيء. أنا
so how are you building the robots?
هلا
it's just a theory in your mind. بعدك you still didn't program the robots or something.
بعدني بالبداية. أول شيء بلشت عم هيك بلزقهم بالجلوغان. هلا بدي أطلع من الجلوغان يصيروا تركيب without it لحتى أهين للأولاد لحتى نشوف الكرياتيفيتي تاعتهم. وشوي يعني عم طور بالفكرة. هلا بلشت أونلاين كرمال وضع الكورونا.
إذا بدك في شيء فيك تبلشي فيه like just to give you guidance of where to go.
Okay.
اسمه NXT robots, you know them?
بعرفهم انا بعرفهم انا كنت مدربه لهم، كنت مع ال NXT وفي عندك الليجو مايند ستورم، هن هدول NXT
صح مزبوط.
اوكي. في كمان هلا الجديد انا كنت مع ليتل انجينير، كنت
كنت مع ليتل انجينير. انترستنج.
yeah.
they used to be competitors لنا، نحن كنا تك من فيوتشر.
اوكي. بتعرف حسين؟
زمان شي 4-5 سنين لورا.
ايوه هيدي هي. انا كنت معهم ومنهم طلعت بالفكره، لان الولد كان يفوت لعنا على السنتر مبسوط، يظهر من عنا عم بيبكي، لان بيكون ركب الروبو ولعب فيه، بيلعب فيه دقيقتين وبيحمل حاله وبيظهر، فنحن بنرجع بنكسره، فكان يظهر من عنا عم بيبكي. او اول ما يفوت لعنا على السنتر يقول بقدر اخذ هذا الروبو معي. فانا كانت ماي السلوجان از دو ات ليرن ات اون ات، فبيركبها بيتعلم الميكانيزم، اخر شيء بياخذها معه على البيت. سو اتس educational روبوتس. عرفت كيف؟
فهمت عليك.
إيه
لا انا
فهلا
كنت كثير احب NXT، كنت كثير انبسط فيه. I love your startup.
وانا كثير بحبهم يعني.
انا كنت عامل كثير NXT روبوت، حتى ما مرقت فتره I sold them to LU students يكونوا عم يقدمون as projects للجامعه.
صح. هلا شوي تاني ممكن ارجع اعمل لهم دخل عليهم الاردوينو، يعني هيدا كثير حلو بيطلع.
صح.
على فكره عملت
Arduinos are really nice.
رح اعمل وحده، عملت وحده دخلت عليها الاردوينو، كيف الايد لما اذا فاتت بالمي السخنه بترجع بتطلع لفوق باي من كاردبورد، طلعت كثير حلوه.
Interesting.
That's fun. هيدي هي الافكار تاعتي يعني اللي ان شاء الله لقدام.
That's fun. Yeah, good luck. We'll be working on it for the next couple of weeks, so we'll watch your progress. Karen, you're up.
Yes. So my startup is خبز وملح, and it's a startup aiming إنه تخلي كل ال cultural seekers اللي هن local و international إنه يكون عندهم touristic experience. So بيروحوا بيعيشوا ببيت بمنطقة أو بضيعة وبيفيدوا بهالطريقة العالم اللي عايشين بالrural areas, وبنفس الوقت هول العالم بيخلوهم يعملوا activities كتير من agricultural activities و mainly promoting agritourism and other cultural experiences.
Okay, interesting. Malak, instead of typing, would you want to tell us about your product?
Yes, hi.
Hi.
Yes, basically Redby, it's a wristband that detects bullying. فيها بيجي one button. هيدا البutton when the child is face bullying بيعمل press, so it send a notification على application بيكون موجودة على تليفون السوشيال worker, بتعمل recording the name of the student with time with date. It's simple يعني كتير simple.
Basically just a alarm button.
Yes.
That's very interesting. That is very interesting. I like that. It's very simple, very straight. I like very simple products.
Yeah.
Anyone else before?
Idea. And every time I tell my friends بس يعملوا bullying لحدا Redby with like every time. بس I think you can use فيها أكتر uses كمان, شيء خاصة مثلا ب ما بعرف gender equality وهيك. يعني فيك تكون عم تتعامل maybe مع الدولة أو شيء.
Basically, I think her main clients would be NGOs, parents directly.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I can see it working. Maria, so you're not basically a startup, you're a non-profit? Maria Abdul Karim, a recycler donation. Did she disappear after sending that message? Looks like it. Okay. Anyone else?
Yes, hi Nader.
Hi Serena, go for it.
سوري أنا ما لحقت أعبي الفورم لأنه عم بشتغل, سو أنا هلأ هربانة من الشغل.
It's fine.
So نحن the project اسمه YAC, هو Youth Against Corruption. One of the
لحظة. YAC, did you guys actually find the domain? Because YAC was a very big startup in Clisson.
YAC? YAC?
YAC. Okay, هديك كانت YAC YAK. Okay, keep going.
The idea هي إنه to leverage youth social innovation and social entrepreneurship in the fight against corruption. البارتي technical هي إنه we try to build a database, هي بالprototype phase, where we're mapping entrepreneurship projects من Lebanese youth that are offering solutions على 7 sectors. طلعنا فيهم من ورا creativity workshop مع الكوميونتي that we believe we as youth are the most affected by them. وهن يعني هن waste, energy, transport, jobs sector, so I don't recall all of them, transparency. So in 7 sectors, they are on the website, and we're trying to map entrepreneurship projects that offer solutions لهول problems, so we can help entrepreneurs have more clients بهيدا economic crisis, and help youth or people searching for solutions to find like local products or local solutions.
Okay, now okay, that's very interesting.
We have it already on هي على الويب سايت تبعنا هو youagainstcorruption.org, وفي هيدا go to database. So بعد يعني من كل سيكتور مثلا waste عنا 3 project, energy عنا شي 2, so بعدهم ما نببلي بس الهدف انه نشوف كيف فينا نطورها ونقدر انه عن جد نقدر نعمل الامباكت فيها لنساعد الانتربرينور.
Okay, guys, Suel, who here is already operating as a business, not just is idea phase? Anyone started selling? Anyone tried to approach the market yet?
Nader.
Hello. Draw it has. Hello.
Nader, صباح خير معك. نحن we are Regino. We are a platform for traceability بالagro food.
What does that mean? Sorry, I don't know.
Sorry?
What does traceability in agro-food mean? I have
by regulations in all Western countries now there are regulations to trace food to the origin. Yani from what we call from farm to fork. So when you go to buy something, the manufacturer is supposed to give you all data related to the food from the manufacturer, from the origin level. يعني من وين جاي أي منطقة, what kind of pesticide, all of these things. هلا بالريجن بلبنان عندنا regulation since 2015, but we're not applying it, of course. In all the Middle East region countries, regulations has been put in place. بس كمان they are pushing to get this done. يعني local manufacturers بالريجن, whether Jordan, whether Saudi, whether UAE, or even Northern African countries like Tunisia وهيدا مبلشين فيها. And it's a very hype هلا how to provide data from farm to fork, يعني from the origin. إلى rules, يعني traceability بالEU حطوا لها rules what kind of data should be collected through the supply chain so that you can say I am fully traceable.
Okay, so how are you implementing this?
Sorry?
How are you implementing this?
It's a platform. نحن we are software as a service. So المانufacturer المسؤول عن التريسابيلتي داتا هو البراند اونر. يعني هو لانه هو it's his brand that will be impacted في حال صار في contamination او صار في some kind of problems او unconformity بالsupply chain. So هن they are our customers, so we are B2B. منطلعهم على البلاتفورم with the data needed to say we are traceable. So in a click buttons they can have reports from farm to fork anytime بالsupply chain بيقدروا يطلعوا ريبورت شو صار قبل بالمانيفاكتشرينج تبعهم. So نحن هلا بلشنا جديد. نحن كنا part of the Agritech acceleration program last year واسسنا الشركه and we are operational. We have 2 customers on board. بعدنا صغار يعني we're at the beginning. بس
you are generating.
بلشنا ايه
بس you are generating هلا بلشتوا شغل بلشتوا
بلشنا شغل وكنا عندنا project مع دبي. كنا رحنا على دبي عدة مرات and we have one customer in Dubai that we are كنا عم نعمل له piloting وصار اللي صار وما في سفر وما في traveling وما قدرنا يعني هلا حاطينه on hold. يعني بلوتو هن حطونا on hold يعني هلا حتى لي نقدر نكفي بعدين.
Okay, I understand. That's fine. It happens.
So, in a nutshell, this is what we do. For more information, you can call us.
Hadir.
Thank you.
Okay, so anyone else operational?
Yes, نحن بFabric Aid.
Fabric Aid. You guys are basically the donation for clothes, and then you resell them at very cheap prices, right?
Yes.
Okay, I remember you guys. So maybe pitch your startup so that everyone else here knows who you are.
Okay, Fabric Aid is a social enterprise. It's one of the few enterprises in the area. We are the biggest clothes collector in the whole region. basically what we do is we collect clothes from our bins that are all over the country, plus من NGOs, من municipalities, من any organization that will give them to us. We sort them, we clean them, and then we resell them at very small prices. يعني عم نحكي 500 ليرة ل 3000 ليرة، عم نحكي على الدولار القديم. To areas that are mostly more needing of these clothes. عنا 4 permanent shops at the moment. In addition to that, we're working on a project to install sensors بالبنز تبعونا لنعرف قديش عم بيكون وزن البن to ease the pickup and basically to save on unwanted trips. And we're opening a shop جديد اسمه Second Base. It's basically a vintage and thrift store بجميزة كرمال كل التياب يلي that cannot be used in these traditional markets. ما بيعوزوا مثلا short, they don't use crop tops or things that are a bit out there. We're selling them in the Second Base store in Jamaiza. It is going online تقريبا next week. We're opening an e-commerce part for the store as well. So basically this is what we do.
Oh, nice. Okay. I didn't know you guys expanded so much and you have so many things to do. So Maria, you seem to be back. You want to pitch your NGO?
هاي عم تسمعوني؟
Yes.
اسمي ماريا عبد الكريم. نحن أنا وتيم أوكي عملنا مثل بروجكت. هيدا البروجكت اسمه Recycler and Donation. Recycler and Donation هو هلا عم نفكر يكون يعني جمعية خيرية. بنعمل كولكشن للويست أكتر شيء بلاستيك تنك وهيك من كل البيوت المطاعم المدارس الجامعات اوكي وبنعمل له ريسيكلاج. هلا من هيدي العملية بيطلع لك مصاري موني اوكي فهول المصاري حنكون حنعطيهم لعيال فقيرة جمعيات خيرية عالم عايزينها وهيك.
Okay. Very altruistic. Nice work. Thank you. I think we should get started. Let's just give Mona a chance to pitch her Play in Her Shoes startup and we get started.
هاي بتصور سرعة الدنيا ب Play in Her Shoes. Play in Her Shoes هي عبارة عن online platform رح يكون الفوكس تبعه to empower women athletes. عبر انه اول شيء to match them to the perfect trainers لانه الترينرز بيكونوا كتير غاليين بلبنان سو بس اخلق لهم سوق رح ينزل السعر ورح يصير في ريتنج بيست على البرفورمانس وعلى الجندر ايكواليتي سنسيتيفيتي سو اللي عم تتمرن فيها تقول اذا كان هذا الترينر عم بيراعي هذا الشيء او لا. وبلس رح الابلكيشن رح يضل فيها نيوز او سكسس ستوريز ريليتد للومن اثليتس. هول المين تارجت بالابلكيشن. هلا في فيتشرز انا عم بحكي فيهم زياده لانه انا بلشت منهم تقدر اوصل للابلكيشن اللي انا شايفتها بعدين اللي هي بعنا socks designed as Play in Her Shoes specifically للwomen athletes. يعني عملنا socks under the design of Play in Her Shoes based on gender. هي الموناليزا بس عندها muscles. وهلا عم نفكر فكرنا يعني بالديزاين الجديد على اساس نبلش وصارت قصه كورونا. وعملت ايفنت كمان اللي هو قدرت اجمع تقريبا 85 بنت بون ايفنت اللي هو ستريت بول ليكون اول ايفنت بلبنان بس فيه بنات يعني بس بينعمل للبنات وبدور عليهم to create a safe space لهم تقدروا يلعبوا من دون اي judgment ويروح الاتنشن بس لهم ويكون حتى كل برايسز والايفنت اورينتد هو الومن والبنات الصغار اللي هن under 18. So that's
nice. Nice. Thank you so much for the work. It seems like something very interesting.
Thank you.
Okay, so let me tell you a bit about myself. Because apparently I still didn't do that, right? I'm Nader. So my entire life has been working in marketing and basically it has been growth, because it wasn't called growth at the time. My entire job is simply just to look at data and use that data to grow a business, right? So any business at any stage of its life has a bunch of indicators if it's performing well or not. Me being the kind of person that enjoys growth, I will dig deep into what growth is exactly. I don't like to just stick to my marketing work, which is just publish an ad or whatever, while leaving everything else behind. You'll always see me when I'm working with an organization, whether as consulting or as part of the team, you'll always see me as a person that's spidered into everything because I like to know what's going on. That feeds back into the process. Now, why is this important? Because when you have that kind of visibility, you know where your business is struggling, and you know where your business has potential. When you break everything down to its bare numbers, you know where to focus and where to go. Okay? Hala, I thought because of Corona and because of the crash in Lebanon and Lira becoming nearly worthless right now, I thought I should start by giving you some good news. So the first session, which is today, we'll be discussing about what to do in times of crisis and how to react to it and how to push forward regardless. So hi Afaf, you just joined, I guess. Aduka. Okay. Hala, we'll get back to you in 1 second. So you notice that I put an example from a business right now I'm working with. It's called Smart Crowd. How even with Corona, we managed to get our best months yet. And it's just because of the focus on the actual numbers. Along with that, I also brought along some information for you guys to use that will help you deal with a crisis time. Things like most people like you might know already, but you don't know the value of, or you didn't understand or you didn't notice the value of at that time. Okay, so I'm about to get started. Afaf, just give us a quick brief on what Daduka is before we get going. Afaf?
هاي هلو للجميع. سوري تأخرت شوي بس لأنه شوي اليوم قايمة الحساسية هالكتلة فما قدرت إنه أنا دغري أكون معكم. عم تسمعوني؟
Yes, we hear you fine.
دعدوكا. Okay, thank you. دعدوكا هي natural homemade play-doh. أنا بصنع البلاي-doh للأولاد تكون safe, long lasting و fruit scented. أوكي أنا صار لي 4 سنين تقريبا كبروجكت يعني مشروع. بس أنا صار لي 7 سنين فعليا بشتغلها للسنتر اللي كان عندي. مؤخر من فترة قبل الكورونا كان عندنا نتيجة الكريموبرنور وكنت أنا الفيرست برايز. سو هلا عم تابع المشروع لحتى أطور البرودكت وكون أكتر بالسوق نازلة يعني لأن أنا بعدني بشتغل من البيت. أوكي هذا مختصر مفيد حتى ما أخر عليكم.
No, perfect. Don't worry. Thank you so much. I like people who actually build their own things and assess what you're feeling. That's really nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's get started. Okay, let me know when everyone can see my screen.
We can see it.
Okay. So, quick question here. Who knows what growth is in general? I think Rafiq would, but Rafiq, because he's been at the session with me before. You can share it in the chat. Let me just open the chat here. You can share it in the chat. Who here knows what is growth specifically as a sector or as a part of a business? Okay, so I'm guessing it's either no one or you just don't want to chat. You can just share your answers in the chat. Like just type it out. Getting more customers, that's one aspect of growth. Actually, it's probably the main aspect. What else? How is growth different than marketing? Does anyone know? Getting more income, similar thing. Scalable, having metrics you can use to measure and monitor, that's analytics, that's not actually growth. Expansion, that's a factor. Generating more leads by creating pipelines. That's more of a sales process than actual growth, but it's part of growth. Expanding your product range. That is a product thing, not a growth thing, but it might be a growth thing at one point. Growth, life cycle of the business. No, growth is part of the life cycle of the business. Developing your business to its full potential. Yes and no, close. Okay, so everyone is close enough, but not everyone knows exactly what growth is. So the reason why this is a trick question is because growth is none of these that you mentioned, and at the same time, it's all of them. That's what I meant when I said my job is to be spidered into everything. Okay, growth should be your main guide in whatever you do in your business. So growth can be growing your revenue, growing your user base, scaling your business, as you said. Becoming reachable is an aspect of the growth funnel. The idea here is to understand that to grow means to become a more solid business and become a more reputable business through certain processes that have to do with data analytics, that have to do with promotion, that have to do with product work. So growth fits into the entire business, not just one sector. So you'll always find that the growth person is responsible for the marketing department, not part of the marketing department. And he's always on all the business management decisions and all the HR discussions, because the growth person needs to understand the entire business to be able to push it forward. Okay? Now, before we get very technical, let's start with some ideas on startups that relied on growth and were unrecognizable at first and now became some of the biggest in the world. Rafiq, I think you've also seen these. So this is a comment from a person talking about a startup that in his opinion will never succeed. And if it becomes mainstream, and if it actually does succeed, it'll become a place where people are just stealing, robbing, raping, and just a startup that's basically enabling bad behavior. Can you guys guess what he's talking about? Which startup would that be?
Would that be Airbnb?
Yes, that's Airbnb. His idea was that if people end up sleeping in my house, they'll end up stealing from me, doing bad stuff and things. Fast forward actually 10 years, because this was quite a while ago. Sorry? Yes, Karen.
I'm very similar to Airbnb.
Yeah. So basically people
Sorry,
think
أنا
that
بدي أقول شيء عن Airbnb هو disadvantage صراحة. إنه
disadvantage.
التشيك-انز دايما عم بيكونوا from 2 till كذا، ما فيك تعمل تشيك ان for example وقت اللي أنت بدك وتعمل تشيك اوت وقت اللي أنت بدك، بيجبروك هني اونلاين مثلا تعمل تشيك ان من 2 وتشيك اوت ل 2 ثاني يوم.
Those are very minor things when compared to the general idea of what Airbnb is, but those are things you can sort with your host, which is what Airbnb allows you to do, right? So Airbnb allows you to communicate with the host and based on that, decide on these details. For example, you might put your check-in at 4, but if you talk to the host on chat, he might give you the check-in at 12 or at 11. It all depends on the actual hosts. But the whole point of Airbnb is not this process. Airbnb is just, if I have to summarize, it's just a chat between a host and a tenant with a payment involved. Everything else is secondary, right? And their understanding of that particular point is what helped them grow. Second point. This is Facebook's growth graph. Can you guys see my mouse, huh? Hello?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So since you see my mouse, you notice that here we have 3 different growth spurts for Facebook. This is the natural growth cycle OSG. And then we have a massive spurt, another massive spurt, another massive spurt. Now, can anyone tell me what is the reason behind Facebook's first growth spurt right here?
لأنه every new customer will generate like several others.
That's why مثلا suddenly, instead of continuously growing at this rate, they suddenly jumped from around 300 million to 500 million in less than a year. Crisis of USA, no, that actually was bad for Facebook from a financial perspective. Okay, so I think this is a bit hard to innovate in a way. Of course, innovate in a way, but do you know what is that way? Okay, so here Facebook did something that the goal was to expand into more countries, right? At one point, they were they became open to everyone around here, around 2006 maybe, 2006. That's when I had my Facebook account. Anyways, so here is when they opened up Facebook to more people by allowing for translations. You know how when you post something in a certain language and then just automatically gets translated? That alone was responsible for at least 300 million people signing up to Facebook. This point here illustrates what happens when you do product-oriented growth, product-focused growth, right? So you saw your data, you understand that most people are speaking one language, and you're not finding people from other languages. How do you help that? You either translate your entire site, which will take a long time, or you set up automatic translations for people communicating. And since Facebook was essentially just a communication medium, the translations were more than enough just to blast the growth spurt for the first one. Now, can anyone know why Facebook grew from 500 million all the way up to 1.25 billion in such a short period of time? What's the second growth spurt? What happened in 2010, 2011 that was such a big deal that pushed Facebook into the stratosphere? Revolutions? No. You're thinking about Egypt, but Egypt is not home for a billion people. Instagram, no. They bought Instagram, I think, around 2013, 2014, which is not really a big deal. I didn't know Facebook existed back then. Oh, yeah. So think about
جوجل وامازون راحوا او شيء اخذوا بلاتفورم تبع جوجل.
No, Facebook never did. Google still exists. Amazon still exists very massively. So think about the situation. What changed in our personal lives as consumers, be 2011, 2010? And no, not images. Images came with Android and iOS, which actually you're pretty close because they were back in MSN, but the fact that you know about them gets you close. Exactly, smartphones. So Facebook was one of the very first companies to notice that smartphones are going to be a big deal. So they were one of the very first apps on smartphones, and they made deals with companies like HTC, I think LG, to have Facebook pre-installed on a lot of tools, on a lot of smartphones. So they end up actually going super fast in that period of time, because everyone had access to Facebook suddenly through their mobiles, and not everyone can afford a laptop, everyone can afford a phone. Type. What's the last one? Can anyone guess what's the last one? I would summarize everything here, but let's get the last one. What was the last growth spurt? Areas that didn't have internet now do. Rafi, you're very close, but not quite there. You're very close, but not quite there. Ads, no. Ads they've been all around. Ads were their revenue growth, and it's been growing forever. But نحن بنحكي عن user base. You can log into a website through Facebook. That's a very interesting idea, but it's not that. 4G, no, not that, because 4G is actually essentially everywhere already, so it didn't actually affect that much. So Rafiq, so Rafi was the closest. Areas don't have internet now do. Facebook noticed that at 1.25 billion users, they basically have the entire internet. At that time, everyone was online already. So they needed a way to get more people online. So they initiated something called Open Internet.org, which is basically just a way for emerging markets like Venezuela, like India, like Bangladesh to have access to Facebook for free through their carriers. And this is what led to the last leg here, which is the last leg of data we have. Now, what does this illustrate? What's the point of all this graph that I'm trying to show you here? The point is to show you that growth, yes, exactly, it was free in these countries. So growth can come from anywhere. It can come from the market shifts like we see with the smartphones, from the product itself like we see with the translations, or from providing a unique value proposition to a completely new segment of people. A segment that most people did not even consider thinking about, which is the emerging market segment that didn't have internet. Instead of Facebook looking for ways to grow within people that have internet, they just like, which is a segment that we can expand to that no one else is expanding to, is people without internet. That's where they went. The idea is that growth can happen anywhere, and you need to be very clear on where to push on your data to understand where to push your growth. Now, let's go back to Airbnb. Another area that growth can impact is how you make your money and how you grow your funds. Has anyone ever seen these before? Just type yes or no. But let's just go through this really quickly. No. I expected that. So basically, Muhammad Musa, Yeah, you want to tell us what these are? Airbnb, right? 100%. 100%. So Airbnb needed money when they first started, and they couldn't find an investor because their idea was so new, right? At the time, can see a election between John McCain and Obama, and in the US there's something called the convention, where they choose the nominee. Basically, because chosen Aboulhosn, they just officially announced that convention, and they're all held in the same state. So what Airbnb's founders did, their designers, they created 2 cereal boxes, and they sold each one to their respective parties. So Captain McCain's were sold at the Republican Party convention, and Obama's were sold at the Democratic Party convention. This helped them raise around $30,000 for Airbnb to start it, to get it launched. Yes, same price. To get it launched and to get themselves some money so they can work on it. This was actually the reason why Y Combinator accepted them, because they thought that these people know how to grow no matter what. Okay, so this is another way to understand that unique situation can allow for unique opportunities of growth, unique things to find to grow, whether it's for money, for anything. Sometimes you need money and you go outside your business to make it. This is how these people do it. And this is basically the email that represents the world's greatest growth hack. At the time when Airbnb was being founded, as you can tell, I'm a very big fan of Airbnb, by the way. I keep talking about them. The biggest place where people can actually find a couch to rent or a room to rent was Craigslist. Craigslist was free, but it did not provide any APIs or any kind of technological layer that you can use to connect with them and automatically publish to their listings. Airbnb literally developed an entire system that would go through Craigslist and email people to put their listings on Airbnb to make sure that they get sold. This is the reason why Airbnb grew from a basic unknown to a massive business. This took them from their first few thousand listings to their first few million listings. And it's by understanding that there is a massive place where a lot of our clients are, and we need to reach our clients in that place. So, as a conclusion to this particular section, why growth? Because honestly, when you think in terms of growing your business, growing your numbers, growing your metrics, it will work. It's what pushes startups forward. Okay? Now we're going to go over this briefly right now, and I have a full session on what is growth and how does it apply to each part of your business in more details. But right now we're going to go through them really fast. Now, if you know Y Combinator, which is the world's most advanced accelerator, you know Paul Graham, which is their founder. Basically, his mantra in life is that if you focus on growth and use it to guide your decisions, you're gonna do well. Think of Facebook. Now, Facebook were focusing on revenue, they would have launched ads way sooner than they actually did, and they would have been much smaller. They just focus on growing their user base. The money can come later. Uber, Airbnb, everyone who actually was successful, they focus on growth. And we're going to deal with later on with case studies from one of my favorite companies called Morning Brew. We're going to deal with a company, we're going to deal with Dropbox. Is this better, Cosette? We're going to deal with Dropbox. We're going to deal with a few different examples that show us how to grow. We're going to deal with things that we can implement directly, like viral marketing, and we're going to deal with things that are a bit more abstract, that are very specific to their cases, but will teach you how to think about the market in general. Okay? I want it to be as relevant to you as possible. Now, just close this for a second. Okay. So the main difference between growth and marketing is that growth deals with the entire sales funnel process. Now, we're going to deal with the sales funnel in details for every single step in a bit. Later on, I think next week maybe. But for now, you need to be aware that marketing deals with getting yourself out there, getting people to know you, and getting people to sign up to a free trial or something. That's where a marketeer's job objectively ends. So if a marketeer tells you, I brought in 100 people this month versus 50 last month, he actually did his job. How many of those became clients and stuff It's not the job of a marketeer. It's the job of the sales, job of the management, job of everyone else except for marketeer. A growth person is like, no, this is my responsibility. It's my job to understand the entire user behavior, because getting people to sign up to a free trial is not like getting people to pay me. They are completely different, and my job is to get paid. It's to be paid. And if I wasn't paid, even if I have a million free trials, I will not make money. So why do growth people do this? It's because when you work on the entire funnel, you're able to see what's working and what's not. You have visibility. You have more control. And when you have more control, you can direct your focus on things that are working versus things that aren't. It makes your marketing spend a lot more efficient. So you end up not wasting money on random things that don't make sense. For example, the first thing when you talk to a marketeer, a traditional marketeer, would be to post a billboard. Very rarely would that marketeer ask, would my customers care about the billboard? Does a billboard, how would I measure performance of that billboard? How would I know if it did well or not? All those things are not within the realm of discussion with a marketeer. A growth person would ask these questions before deciding on the channel. That's why he's much more efficient. That's why people like me prefer digital channels to traditional channels, because they tend to make money, but we never rule out traditional channels, as long as we know how to measure them. So when you focus on growth and we focus on the entire funnel, it really is what makes you survive. If you're a person that just assumes you're gonna survive by getting likes on Instagram or likes on Facebook or clicks or whatever they are, and they're not getting paid, you're not gonna survive. The way I like to explain this is, next time you wanna buy something, try to show them how many likes you have on Instagram. And if they buy, and if you're able to buy it, then that's a good metric. Everyone following up until this point? Is there anything unclear? Okay, let's continue then. Now, here's something for you guys to know that should make you feel better. These are all multi-billion-dollar companies, and they were founded when people would have assumed would be the worst time to found a business. Dropbox, Glassdoor, Airbnb, Uber, Google, PayPal, even Amazon were all founded during the worst possible times to found a business. Amazon was founded in 1998. The entire internet market crashed in 2000. Same thing. Google 1999, market crashed in 2000. PayPal, نفس الشيء. Uber was founded at the height of the greatest economic recession that ever happened. So was Airbnb. In fact, Airbnb happened because Brian Chesky needed more money from people, needed more money to pay his rent. So he decided to rent his couch. And that's how things started. So he found a problem. He had a problem, he found a solution, and he thought that this solution might work for other people. So I don't want you to think that you are a startup in a recession, that means you're at a disadvantage. In fact, statistically, the best businesses were formed during these times. And because of that, you should be aware that you as a business have the best chance of survival if you deal with a recession. And Netflix, right? Netflix was formed in 1999, basically, right? Exactly. And Netflix right now is booming. Zoom is booming now. Now, I don't want to take Netflix or Zoom as a specific example because they were not started during a recession, but they benefited massively from recession. There's that slight difference. Zoom benefited because people needed to talk to each other on video call. At first, we thought WhatsApp video was enough, and then we noticed that we need to talk to multiple people at once. Netflix benefited because we're sitting at home doing nothing. We watch Netflix. Another thing that benefited massively from this recession are course sites, internet courses. So people start attending a lot of courses because they have nothing else to do. If you look at your LinkedIn feed or my LinkedIn feed, just about everyone's Google certified now. Now, whether that's useful or not is a different thing, but hey, people are learning, people are studying because they have nothing else to do. So recessions do present a massive opportunity for startups, no matter in what business they are in. What makes that, what the differentiating factor here is how the startup deals with the recession. Do you know how to maneuver? Do you know how to survive the recession? Do you know how to do things? Now, what's unique about this particular recession, and I know you guys will tell me this, is that it's not just a financial recession. it's a massive economic collapse, plus we're not allowed to go out because of a pandemic. People are dying. There are a lot of things happening at the same time. But this also presents massive opportunity, right? So let me give you an example. The moment COVID-19 happened, a startup was founded here in UAE by a person that knows a lot of factories in China. He literally just broke $1 million after 2 weeks of business. 2 weeks. Because he knows a lot of factories in China, so he starts selling masks and stuff. Okay, now he's opportunistic and he's not doing a lot of helpful work. He's just trying to benefit from a recession. Fine, I could give you that. But I also could give you that he's a brilliant business mind who knew how to use his own skills to push a completely new business. So now I want you guys to tell me this quick thing. Who would here like to pitch a way their business is dealing with COVID? He's selling face masks, ventilators, basically those factories that make healthcare stuff. And he's literally in Berytech, he closed the deal for $200,000. Literally in Berytech, blew our mind. So who here wants to share how they are dealing with the pandemic? Let's see. كريستيان بعد ما سمعنا منك. انتوا هلا in your business, what are you doing to deal with COVID? How are you surviving COVID? Farah, yeah, go for it. It's fine. It's fine. It's about survival, right? So tell us, just unmute yourself and tell us about how you're dealing with COVID.
Anna, it's launching time, by the way. I have an idea of what I can do, and I'm planning for it, but no, I didn't start doing it yet.
What is that idea?
Yes, to have like virtual farm visits and go make meetings مع عالم, families وهيك, ونعرف العالم عليهم, so بيكون live وهيك.
See, that's one way, like bringing tech to people who don't have it. You can even monetize that at some point. Sarah Hamoud, doing more research and working on the MVP. Sure. Okay. I think it's better if you actually launch, but it's fine. A lot of people like to do a lot of research first. I'm more of the kind that would launch first, then assess later.
أنا بحس إنه universities كتير بينفعونا كدكتورز و students.
So you're reaching out already هلا because هلا ما عم وقت يرد عليكي؟
ايه I'm reaching out لا بس كنت بالجامعة I was reaching out doctors لشجعهم وعرفهم قديش مهم my application. هلا it's still ما في يعني application. هلا بعدني أنا عم بشتغل على الابليكيشن وعم باخذ ideas من Berytech YLP وهيك كلهم.
طيب guys, when I say taking advantage of COVID, for example, Fabric is doing what I'm thinking. Steven is doing what I'm thinking. Starting a YouTube channel, a new thing.
Sorry.
Taking advantage of e-commerce and delivery.
Yes.
Nawad, تفضل.
بحكي عن Fabric Aid.
If you want, go for it.
Okay, if, for Fabric Aid, actually we launched an e-commerce store for second base. So this is for e-commerce. The second thing we're doing is we created an online digital campaign that picks up clothes from people's homes. يعني we collaborated with وكلني تيروحوا to get the clothes from people's homes instead of having people go out and donate. هيك أول شيء people get to know us. It's an excuse to advertise, and at the same time they don't have to leave the house. So it's an activity they can do at home. وعملنا كذا post about how you can clean your closet in the meantime since you're at home, cleaning out your kids' closet, making it an activity for the family. We talked to a few bloggers come in who posted how they're cleaning their own closets. So I think this for us worked.
100%. So you see, this is you benefiting from a situation. So guys, what I want you to understand is that right now, Joanna is telling us about Daniel, who's not here today. He's digitizing school material, and because of people are sitting at home, it's a great opportunity to start testing, and he's already digitizing the school material, which is great. That's the point. So what I'm trying to tell you is think of the opportunity this situation presents. And this opportunity, for example, right now, COVID presents us with a few things.
I have a few listed later on, but the main thing we need to discuss is that people have time now. We used to talk about how people don't have long attention spans, they have very short attention spans, and you need to catch them in a few seconds. People have time. You're able to reach them with much more clarity. You're able to communicate with them. They're more accepting of online methods of communication because normally you would have to go to meet someone who is traditional. Now you don't. Now you can just give them a Zoom call. And people are generally in a more generous mood. When things crash, people tend to like to support each other, and this allows you for more communication, allows you for more access. Delivery has become simplified. E-commerce has become simplified. People are more online more. And this is the opportunity that's presented. How can your business benefit from this opportunity? Now we're gonna go deeper into these particular things, and we're gonna go specifically through each and every one of you. As much as time allows us, because we still only have an hour at the end, and discuss how this opportunity can be used, this challenge right now can be used as an opportunity for you. Okay. Play in Your Shoes sponsored the man who walked 100 steps to Paris. So I have no idea what that is, but that's awesome. Okay, let's go. Yeah, we basically said that all these companies that we just talked about never even try to use traditional marketing. You never saw a billboard for Google when Google was starting off. Now you see them because they have the money for it. Back then, they didn't even care about that stuff. So I hate this laptop. I officially hate the laptop. So when times get unfamiliar, what do you do? Well, you need two things. First, you need to be very fast in your reaction. Second is you need clarity. You need clarity to be able to understand what's going on, clarity to be able to react, and you need the speed to be able to react. So how do you get your clarity? How do you understand? How do you try to find out what to do? First, you need to take a few things into consideration. Are we running too expensively right now? As a business, do we have too many costs? Can we cut them? Are there things that we're just tests that aren't in our core? We should cut those. Do we have random expenses that don't really have a direct impact on the bottom line? Cut it. Do we have what else? Do we have tools that we're not using enough? Cut them. We can do without them. Right? We need to survive eventually. What channels remained effective despite the downturn? So even when things crash, you'll see that there are some channels that are still working, and some channels actually benefit from a downturn. Like, for example, in this case, the online channels. Who are the people that this crisis impacts the most? Are we talking about specific segments? Does this just affect the specific segments, or does it affect the entire market? Do people have more money? Do people have less money? I don't know. We need to find out. What are the steps we can take to make sure that we don't lose our clients? This is one of the most important things. Do we need to give our services for free now for a while? Maybe. Do we need to give massive discounts? Maybe. Right now, what's important is to maintain the client base and not grow it. We might find ways to grow it, but maintaining a client base is much easier, and that's what we should focus on. How long will this take, and what impact will it have on our finances? We need to take that into consideration. We don't know. We need to analyze, right? And most importantly, if you want to succeed in a time of crisis, you need to ask, how can we help? Companies that step up in spending resources to actually help others tend to survive downturns much better than others. Okay? Now, how to get clarity? Let's just go to more visual things. We can either use our tracking tools like Google Analytics, Facebook Analytics, news, surveys, ask database for some information on the market. We need to find out how is the market reacting, how are they struggling, and how can we help? Now, there are a few things you need to focus on when it comes to news. Because when you watch news, or when you hear news, or when you read blog posts or whatever, the main thing that will jump at you would be that this is a crisis. Everything is going to be different afterwards. We're dying. We're blah blah blah. Don't listen to these people. Okay, because you have to think about, especially if it's a site like Forbes or Inc.com or whatever. These sites are notorious for being the crappiest when it comes to this kind of stuff. You might see some good opinion pieces, but most of them are really crappy there. No one knows how things will play out. No one has a good idea of what will happen later, right? And just assuming things will crash is just a very idiotic thing, or things will stop completely is a very idiotic thing. A very good example would be the 2008 financial crisis. If you read the news during the financial crisis, in 2007 to 2010, people were saying the financial markets are never going to be the same. We're never going to be able to trust a bank anymore. We're never going to blah, blah, blah. The governments are bad. The blah is bad. The world will never recover from this. But right after that downturn, the globe had the best recovery it ever had in history. And we actually reached a point where we're past where we were before the 2008 crisis. No model would have predicted that. No one could have predicted that. But what news do tell you, especially from reputable sources, is what's happening right now. How many, a place, something bad happened here, something bad happened there. Fine. That's what's happening right now. How can we work to adjust to that? We need to use common sense to predict like them, but we don't depend on irreputable resources. Let me just give you a quick example. If I do a search right now, just a quick Google search, the future after COVID. Okay, so I tend to use more reputable sources, but then okay, but let's look at this. Will the office culture shift? That's an opinion piece on Forbes. Okay, let me just use completely incognito. Okay, they're still personalizing things. But let's see this one, for example. Whatever. What future menus have after COVID? Here, if you read this, Rajesh has promised to be. People will always predict the worst, and you need to look at repeatable resources. I guess mine are more or less repeatable, but that's the point. But look at this, just because I saw these. Did I just Google this song? Okay, guys, for advice for your presentations later on, don't do something live without actually having it set up first. Post-COVID, life will never be the same again. Look at the source. Life will never be the same again. This is also there. Our lives will never be the same again. All stupid sources. And that's really the point here, right? Understanding that there are some sources that we need to depend on, but other sources that we need to avoid. Everyone got it clear here so far? Actually, a better way to know if it's clear for you guys is to ask you this: what tools are you using right now to measure the impact of COVID on your business and to predict the future? And just type the tool name in the chat. Draw it. What are you using to track your progress? Danielle Abifod, Excel. Where is the data coming into Excel? Rafiq, survey. Who are you surveying? Quora might be a good one-ish. Anyone else? Sarah, I'm talking about your own personal business. Like, how are you tracking how it's affecting you as a business? So, for example, we're using Google Analytics. So if I show you our analytics, it might be clearer for you guys. He's surveying young adults, his target audience. That's good. So that's how you know how they're reacting. 1 second, guys. So this is how we track, for example, how things are affecting us right now, right? This is a very general view. It doesn't really tell you much, but let's just assume this is it. So you see, we had problems with the last month, within April, and March was amazing for us. You know, so this is April 10, and this is here as March is April 2, and then let's go back to March, just to give you an idea. So you see, March was really great. April crashed, and then we became consistent again. Sarah, before the lockdown, I was entering classes at LIU, master's class at LIU, asking their opinion about database and stuff like that. So Sarah, you and I have to discuss your data, the data process, because asking opinions about a business will never give you good insights. It'll always be biased, it'll always be useless. Okay? But let's discuss this at a later point. Now back to the main topic. I think Rafiq can help you with the surveys, because him and I worked a lot on trying to find a way to make them unbiased. And Bil'alemi, I remember we were talking about him getting information about al-Thawra, and he was afraid he was going to get beat up. Just a fun fact for you guys. So you guys saw our analytics right now, but what you didn't see is our actual performance. I didn't show you that on purpose because I wanted to keep that here. So if you look at our general analytics, you'll notice that everything was crashing completely, right? But here is when we stopped actually spending money, because we completely ran out of product. So what SmartCrowd does is we acquire properties, we split them up into shares, and we sell them to multiple people instead of one person, right? We were doing so well that we ran out of product, so we had to cut our marketing completely. And this is at the height of COVID. Awal April, FA March, we were doing like $1 million a month. We were doing very well. And we're still doing very well, by the way. So one thing I will always tell you to do is dig deep into your data. So remember when I showed you this? Oh shit, sorry. Remember when I showed you this? This doesn't tell you anything. This just tells you the general outlook of things without any much information. You need to understand how your data is performing. And we're gonna dig deep into this at later points, but let me give you an example. So one of the main ways we see our performance is we record our funnel, right? This is our funnel across the entire time, but what we do is we take snapshots weekly and we compare. Did we get more conversions now or less conversions? Are we doing well or are we doing bad? Okay, this is the number right here specifically for us that we follow. And at some point, I'm going to teach you how to set this up, but right now we're just showing you what's possible. So because we noticed that we were doing so well and our supply was really great, we started pushing search very well because people were staying home. Our research was telling us that they were searching more, and because they were searching more, they were finding us a lot more, which was a great opportunity for us to convert them. Here's some more data on that. We noticed that our cost per conversion went really high when it comes to mobile, but it was cheaper for desktop right now because more people are using their desktops, which really makes sense because when they're sitting home, they'd rather look at a big screen than look at a small screen. Now, I know a lot of us will still use our mobiles, but still, desktop was experiencing a massive spike. And as you can see, tablet costs went through the roof when we were not getting conversion, so this was cut completely. So using these tactics, by understanding what customers are searching for, what tools they're using, what channels are they using, by digging deep into our data, we found that what we can do is we should push a CSR campaign. We are in the B2B space. How do you suggest going to go by social media strategy? We'll discuss this specifically. We'll discuss specifically at a later point. So Smart Card is basically almost B2B just because of the deal size. So what we did was we ran something called a Power of Crowd campaign. And in this campaign, we basically just contacted many people and told them that we want to help other startups promote through accessing our crowdfunding platform. And we didn't do this by getting startups funded on our platform. That's illegal because the Dubai Financial Authority does not allow that. But what we did was we used our channels to promote other startups. This brought insane amount of eyeballs to us. We increased our customer base by 20%. Our actual deposits and people buying properties from us went up by 35%. And actually people who want to invest in Smart Card increased and contact us between March and April more than other period. In fact, Mubadala contacted us. Mubadala is the world's largest investor, period. They're basically the Saudi government. Just because of one campaign. So how did we do this specifically is that we focused, instead of acquiring new people a lot or using search, we just retargeted. We thought, okay, so people know us, now they're coming in, let's just increase our ads to those people. We designed an entire referral program in just 2 days. From the moment of thinking about it to it was out to clients, it took us 2 days. Was it good? No. Was it used? Yes. This is another point you guys need to understand about startups. It's not about perfecting what you're launching, it's about launching. Literally, the referral program, it was really crappy. It was literally just a landing page where you set up, you set who you want to refer, and then we take these emails, send them an email that person X or Y referred you to this, sign up. When they sign up, we manually give rewards to person A based on how much person B invested. It was literally that janky, that stupid, but it worked. Okay? And all this was guided by focusing on growing our most important numbers, our OMTM, our one metric that matters, which is amount of money deposited with us. When that became our focus, everything else became meaningless. So branding as a campaign, as publishing on people who don't start Smart Card became useless. We just cut that effort. We had like 6-7 tools we were using. At random times, we cut them all. We were like, you can do this manually, freaking do it manually. We don't have the money for this right now. You're probably not going to get money in a while, which was apparently wrong, but that's what we do. It thought we cut a lot. We cut some employees just because they were focusing on things that weren't where we want the focus to be, and we just brought them back recently. We didn't completely cut them. We just cut their salary and stuff like that. So the idea is that downturns are not bad. Downturns impact the entire economy, but they present a lot of opportunities for people who see them. Opportunities like, for example, the best trade in history that ever happened in the stock market happened during this downturn. A person converted $20 million into $2.4 billion in one trade because they can read an opportunity when it's there. They can read the market. They can read what things will happen based on the market. That's what you should do, right? Top of the funnel, middle of the funnel, bottom of the funnel, doesn't matter. What matters is what you understand. Where is the market headed? What can your startup do to survive? Can you build a new product completely to survive this downturn? Something specific for a downturn, that's fine. Survival is fine. Survival is what you need to do. Okay? Sorry. So, when I went a step further for you guys and studied previous downturns. So what we noticed are a few things. Companies that thrive are companies that use compassionate language during downturns. Instead of trying to hard sell, you do a soft sell. Or you try to help people and when you help people who have money will reach out to you and then they'll try to help you. CSR campaigns. Who here knows what CSR is? No one?
Can I take a guess?
Give it a shot.
I think it's something she social responsibility, or no?
That's it. Corporate social responsibility. So corporate social responsibility is basically campaigns designed by the company to support the community around. Whether that be donating, whether that be anything that's designed to help the community, ends up bringing back 10 times the money put into the company. Just because when people are compassionate at downturns, when things get better, people will want to help them back. A very good example of this was a Native American tribe helped Irish people back in 18-something when they had a potato famine, where they just didn't have any crops. Ireland just gave that Native American tribe $18 million as a thank you to support them during COVID and stuff. CSR always brings back a lot, especially in downturns. Now, from an operational perspective, consumer behavior shifts extremely during these times. What was normal no longer becomes normal. Okay? And if you're afraid to spend money on ads, reaching out to people and stuff, you will fail during these times. As a marketeer, the worst thing you can do is stand still. Okay? So shift in buying behavior has been very interesting, especially during this downturn. What we've noticed is that people have moved more towards desktops. Desktops became profitable again. At first, if you market someone on desktop, you're very unlikely to make money unless you're a very high financial product. Now it's better. Another very important point is that the internet economy actually got stronger. It didn't get weaker. Startups are failing and whatever, blah, 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 but that's normal. They always did. But what's happened is that the internet economy, e-commerce spending, people using credit cards more, everything, this all happened right now. Another major benefit is that older people have been forced to go online. So now they're browsing, they're working, they're transacting. So this just opened a massive new market for people who did not expect them to be a market online. So when we say target older people, we always meant maximum 50-year-olds because we didn't expect people old enough to use the internet. But COVID has forced older people to use the internet, to buy stuff online, to learn how to use the internet very well. So now people like my grandma, who's an 80-year-old, is using the internet and is buying stuff online, right? This is a major opportunity for products targeting this category. Whether they realize or not, it's there now. Another thing is that ads are now extremely cheap. If you're publishing ads online, your conversion rates, your conversion costs are going to go down very much because a lot of people are scared. And remember, I told you the worst thing you can do is just freeze during this time. Now we actually increased our spending. We were spending before COVID around 600 dirhams a day. That would be around $200, maybe slightly less. Yeah, about $200, slightly less. Now we're spending $400 or $500 a day. And we're getting, instead of getting twice the results than we were last, because we doubled the budget, we're getting 6 times the results because other people aren't spending anymore, right? These are the things you need to notice because buyer behavior shifts, it causes massive shifts in general markets. And the move to contactless payments are accelerating. What that means is that more people are using credit cards versus using cash, which is like, badihi, right? Since we're trying to reduce the amount of touch we use to have with people, so cash becomes a very dangerous medium in these times. So we try to use a credit card. Instead of just swiping the credit card, we rather use a tap to pay. Agreed? Will I give one-on-ones? Yes, I will give one-on-ones. At one point, I think so. So you need to set up your business in a way that you can benefit from this. I don't know if any of you has an online payment gateway so far yet. And I do understand that getting it in Lebanon is very difficult right now. But you need to find a way to do it because right now, most people are transacting online. Toters, Talabat, all these startups, they're making a killing now because everyone just shifted online. Toters are struggling, I know that for a fact because I met the CTO, and that's because they never focus on groceries, they just focus on restaurants. And that's what's getting killed in Lebanon right now. But grocery startups, InstaShop, Even a startup launched recently, Mr. Grocer, they're doing amazingly well just because people want a place where they can buy online right now. They're really struggling. Amazon tripled its sales in this period. Is this clear for you guys what an opportunity is being presented? And if my opinion doesn't really matter to you guys on this, this is by Fadi Ghandour, which is the managing partner at Wanda. If you guys want to make money from him, get him investing in your business, make sure you have a payment gateway online. Because he hates cash. And this is one of the largest investors in UAE right now. So before we move to questions, I want to tell you guys that I have launched something called Circuit. It's basically just a Slack community. I think you guys checked the box on the form, but apparently it's because it was forced. I didn't need to do it that way. If you just sign up here, you'll be able to access the Circuit community. And it's just basically a Slack community where we're doing webinars, we're sharing information, we're doing icebreakers. Just a really fun place meant to support startups. Now, hit me with your questions. Let's do it this way. Post your question in the chat. Don't do it privately, do it so everyone can see. And we'll take it from there. Okay, I think we have around 20 minutes left, 20 to 30 minutes left. Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing and you guys start sending questions through the chat. Hey, Rafi, what do you mean by landing page? What's the question? Can it help internationally? Sell internationally? Of course. Well, if you're a business that's online, you need a page to sell it, to sell online, right? I mean, landing page is the way to do that. Attracting, the problem with, there's no problem here, it's just the difficulty would be actually getting people to see that landing page, right? And then you have the process of actually selling these things internationally, which is shipping them, blah, blah, blah. I don't know how difficult or easy it is for you guys to do this right now in Lebanon, but it is what you need to do. It is the first step in anything. It's just seeing a product, right? Who else has a question? Afaf, go ahead. I like that you use the raise your hand functionality. Very few people use that. Afaf, what's your question?
هلو سوري لا انا كنت عامله ريز هاند قبل مش هلا سوري انا ما عندي questions هلا بعتذر.
Okay. Rafi, concerning your drop shipping, yeah, if it works. Like if you can figure out the logistics of it, then go for it. Akid. At no point will I ever say that you shouldn't. I just need to log in from here. Okay, so I guess ما حدا عنده question بقى؟ Really?
بس سؤال.
تفضل.
سوري كنت عم تسأل كان حدا عم يسأل عن الويب سايت إذا كان معمول على جو دادي أو شيء. فقلت له إنه مش كتير efficient.
Okay, so GoDaddy website builder is meant for something to get online really fast, but it doesn't give you functionality, it doesn't give you proper usage, and you can't scale it better. So the moment يجيك عليها فوق 1,000 visitors, it starts struggling, it starts slowing down, and when it slows down, you end up losing traffic, losing people. I'd never recommend it. What I would recommend is either hard coding the site if you have a good developer. If not, use WordPress. WordPress might be slower, but the plugins, everything will actually help you set up something much more robust.
في Squarespace.
You can use Squarespace, but I don't recommend it unless it's paid. So, for example, Anna personally, I use something called EcoWeb Hosting, which is a hosting provider, $10 a month. Actually less, it's $5 a month for one website. And that's it. It gives me WordPress for free, it gives me everything for free, and it's a very robust host. I'll send it to you in the chat. Wait.
Okay, وثاني بدي أعزم غير الEcoWeb Hosting. Thank you.
على فكرة for the host مش مجبورين ب EcoWeb في Bluehost والقصص they give you the same thing بس أنا personally I use EcoWeb for my testing sites.
نادر كان عندي سؤال نسبة لللاندنج بيج. هلا mentioned something that is interesting about the capacity of the website if it's an e-commerce. هلا like you said في اشياء فيك تعملهم right away like through Shopify, and this allows you to inject payment gateways و inject third party providers يلي هني بيعملوا drop shipping. هلا this is my dilemma with Berytech. They're proposing انه اعمل a landing page instead of working with GoDaddy with the Shopify لانه you can scale up. هلا I want to go for Magento. Magento allows you large scalability. My concern.
لحظة. So هون في شيء كتير مهم in the tech side. If you're using Shopify does not slow down even at a very large number. يعني ما عم نحكي eBay numbers. بس إنه you know how many stores are you expecting and how much traffic are you expecting? Are you expecting traffic in the millions?
In the millions? I hope so.
You hope so, I know, but you know, realistically speaking, you should be expecting something in maximum 100,000 per month.
Yeah.
So realistically speaking, here at the height of the business, just because of it's a niche business. It's not a broad reach business like eBay or whatever.
Okay.
مش عم بحكي you don't have the potential. بحكي إنه just the type being niche, being interesting to a specific subset of people, not the general public. صح ولا لا؟
Yes, correct. هلا this is my dilemma. الفكرة هي إنه أنا I have to create a website from scratch لأنه في كتير back end, especially when you have multiple users that are going to be part of the website. Shopify doesn't allow you that. And what I was proposing to have an MVP at least is to build the website using a Shopify template and make sales. يعني prove that the system works. Once we prove that, you can go to investors and you can get seed funding. The problem is that.
Okay, so there are some workarounds here. Come in. Question: How many products are you trying to sell?
Right now, the ones that are available are 3. But even right now, let's say if I'm going to, إذا بنحكي على صعيد لبنان right now, for example, it's very difficult to sell because everything has quadrupled. So let's say مثلا I'm selling a phone cover, for example. نقول مثلا كنت أبيعها شو بعرفني $10, for example. هلا I have to sell it twice or triple the what's it called
okay, cost.
So that's why I'm trying to go abroad. يعني I'm trying to sell less in Lebanon because of the crisis and more globally through payment gateways, through delivery and shipping, you know, to their houses.
Look, considering the expected traffic levels and stuff like that, and you're not going to make a money marketplace, you're going to manage everything. A Shopify landing page is more than enough. Even a WordPress on WooCommerce is more than enough. At this point, as long as you're not dealing with hundreds of products, you're fine. If it's going to be a marketplace, then use Magento. But I don't think it's going to be a marketplace anytime soon, is it?
Maybe not the first year, but eventually it will grow. It will grow into a marketplace, and this is what Berytech is telling me. إنه بلش مع Magento. حتى لو it's just a simple landing page, you can scale it up eventually, incrementally, شوي. أنا my problem is speed. يعني I want to start being online present now. And suffer the delay.
Look, you're gonna have trouble finding Magento developers. I tried it; there are very few. Okay, so launch with something, and then when you find them, begin the Magento development. Let's prove your model first. So I would personally, what I would do is I would launch something on Shopify or WordPress.
Okay.
حط PayPal عليها ومشي. ما نفكر فيه مرتين.
Yeah. Okay.
So guys, a way to. One second, guys. Later. I'll join later. I can't join the So what's important to me, what's the most important thing to me is testing something and pushing it out first, right? So we're all here idea stage. We're all here. Most of us here are really starting out, right? So testing and speed is more important than the tools you're using. Okay. That's why I tell you, I'm not sure who asked about لما قال لي احسب GoDaddy. Sure, fine, launch it on GoDaddy for now, but don't make it your long-term project. Just test with people, see who's going to sign up, who's going to subscribe, who's going to test, who's going to want your product. Speed is more important than quality by miles. I don't care what people think. I don't care if it looks ugly. If it works, people will buy, and it will prove your model, right? So you're selling something, set up a Shopify store as Saria. See what happens. Doesn't work, I didn't spend a lot of money. I spent maximum a day, $10, $20, fine. doesn't matter. You want to experiment with knowing if people are interested in your product. People say surveys, I say launch the product and find out. Because surveys are going to make people really biased. They're always going to be biased, whether you know them or not. They're always going to be worried if you're going to get hurt by their answer or not. Surveys are inherently flawed because of that. So I would personally launch. Okay, so for example, let's take Database as an example, right? If I'm launching Database as a startup, first thing I will do is I would launch my website saying I provide the service already. What data do you want? Someone submits he wants data for something. Okay, I need 10 days to collect the data for you. I publish surveys to people. If they're responding without being incentivized, then I have a product without having to spend on the other side. I would not research if people want this product or not, because I know people want data. I just don't know if people are going to fill the surveys, for example. And can I collect the data? That's how you test. That's how you identify if there's a market for it or not. It's not about making something pretty. It's not about making something that will last forever, because even if you build, take eBay. eBay was built. It was one of the fast growing websites in the world. It was extremely robust. And then they had to shift development. They had to change the entire backend because it just couldn't support, just what they started with couldn't support it anymore. And I would love for you guys to have that problem. But thinking about problems on the tech level that might happen at scale is not wise when you're doing it now. Because building for scale is expensive, especially if you don't know what you have. نحن in Smart Crowd, we have, the tech stack بتاعك علي. Our main website is WordPress. Our sign-up process is React, and our main application is Angular. Just because these were the fastest ways to do them, not because they're the best tools. Now what we're doing is that now because we have a product, we have a market, we know that we're selling very well, and now we're investing in standardizing the tech stack, making it all React from start to finish, unifying the databases and everything. But I'm telling you guys, speed is more important. I told you, we launched a referral program in 2 days just by launching a landing page. We didn't even think about the process at all. You know what I mean? Do you understand what I mean by speed is 10 times more important than anything else? Go Daniel, you want to say something?
هاي كيفك؟
الحمد لله تفضل.
أنا كنت بسألك أنا شو عملت بهالموضوع. أنا عم digitizing الإكزامز بالسكولز، بحولهم إنه يكونوا corrected automatically. فالأساتذة يخفف شغل على الأساتذة ويقدروا يركزوا أكثر على البارت اللي هي يشرحوا فيها الليسنز. وجينا الفرصة هلا لأنه البارير تو انتري وعم نعمل تيستينج. يلي رحنا عليه إنه أكيد ما خلقنا بلاتفورم تنعمل هالشيء، عملنا ريسيرش وعم نستعمل بلاتفورمز موجودين فينا من خلالهم نحول الاكسرسايزز لديجيتال وبيصيروا اوتوماتيكلي كوركتد. منهم لنا بس نحن وي يوز ذم فور فري بيكونوا تقريبا وبنبعث للاساتذه. قدرنا بهالطريقه ما نضطرنا تعملنا هذا البلاتفورم دغري، بلشنا واشتغلنا مع اساتذه من ناحيه، ومن ناحيه ثانيه للماركتينج كمان ما عملنا حتى يعني اجينا تشانس حدا تو منشن اس على الانستغرام. كان بدنا طريقه سريعه اذا العالم بدهم يبعثوا لنا الاكسرسايزز تبعنا وما عندنا ويب سايت، ما عندنا شيء كان ولا بيج ولا شيء، فعملنا مثل جوجل فورم حطينا فيها رقمنا، اذا الاستاذ الانترستد بيبعث لنا الواتساب، بس هو بفوت على جوجل فورم بيشوف الستابس هاو ات وركس، يعني 4-5 صور محطوط فيها، وبالاخر بحط رقمه واسمه وبيبعث لنا واتساب الاكزام وبنحول له اياه. وهي كمان هلا هيدي كانت يعني هلا جديده عملناها، وهي كمان كانت كثير تنقدر دغري نوصل للعالم بلا ما يكون عندنا حتى ويب سايت.
Man, that's perfect. That's perfect. That's how you're supposed to be as a startup. You're not supposed to get stuck on very small things that
هلا يعني زيرو بادجت، يعني صار تقريبا يعني هلا عم نشتغل بزيرو بادجت.
No, exactly. But like, that's exactly the point. So let me guys show you a similar example. So I invited you to Circuit, صح? You guys saw the invite link is circuit.community, right? Let me show you how simple it is, what we've done just to start Circuit, just to test it. Hala, Circuit is not meant to make money, right? But we're just treating it as a startup because the people who made Circuit, which is me and my friends, are all startup people. So we think like a start. We think always in startup mode. So this is the domain we bought it just because we liked it. If I go to it, that should be Do you know what this is? This is an Airtable form. It's something completely free. We just use it. We just start out from there. We didn't even consider what it would look like. Just create the form on Airtable and publish it to the domain. Just their domain redirect. هيها. ما حتى فكرنا what will people think about the looks. And we're literally treating Circuit as a startup, even though we're not a startup, right? So we're reaching out to. So what's the goal of a community, of a knowledge sharing community? This is a good example, by the way. It's to get people to teach the community, share knowledge, share books, share whatever, right? What's the best place to do this? We all use Slack. We use Slack. How expensive is Slack? Nothing. It's free. That's number one. We want people to speak. What's the best way to do that? Reach out on LinkedIn. Send messages on LinkedIn. See who replies. That's done. We didn't set up emails at Circuit. We didn't do anything, any of that sort. Just like what's free, what's fast, what's doable. Boom, boom, boom. In 2 weeks, we have 100 members. No, it's true. Sorry, in 1 week we have 100 members. So you're seeing how the process goes. Doing a lot of research and wondering about what would this look like and what would this guy think and what would that guy think is really the worst way to go. You'll end up stuck in place, not doing anything. الفاضي. حتى رفيق should know this. لما كنا rural entrepreneurs, the first thing I told him was, شو بالك عم تعمل? He didn't launch. That's the first thing I said. He already had his designs. He already had what he wanted to sell, but he still didn't launch. Why? Because he was wondering what his market will be. But in reality, the only way to find that out is start selling and see who buys. Yeah, I know you launched already. I would have killed you if you haven't. Love you, bro. So who else has questions?
هاي كيفك؟
تفضل.
أنا عندي سؤال سريع. أنت كنت عم تقول إنه إذا بدنا إنه to start selling online أنت إنه بتنصح بشوبيفاي إنه as a fast product إنه as a fast way يعني وما إنه هالhuge shop يعني بس إنه تنقدر نبلش
Yes, it's fine. Even if you want to use WooCommerce, WordPress and e-commerce on WordPress, that's what I would test with.
أوكي وبين WooCommerce وe-coms وشوبيفاي أنت إيه هي بتنصح؟
And personally, I would use WooCommerce just because I'm a cheap ass. You know, I would rather not spend money on it.
Okay.
But Shopify is more direct, it's more easy to set up. فهمت علي؟
Okay, فهمت عليك. و-e-coms تلغيها؟
I haven't used e-coms صراحة. I don't know what e-coms is.
Okay.
So let's just see.
Thank you.
Let's just see what e-coms is. Give me a second.
هي على نسق Shopify بس it's Lebanese. That's all.
Yeah. So if I can contribute to that, so e-coms is actually a startup that we have worked with at Berytech, and it's basically the Shopify for the Arab world. So what they identified is that in the region there are a lot of people who want to have e-commerce platforms, but typically the Arab user or customer will not spend that much time to learn how to use Shopify, and they really want someone to do the work for them.
Okay, cool. You can use e-coms, but honestly,
so they have a
you can tell them to fix their website.
So they have a feature where they would do the work for the business, like for $2,000, where the people would set up everything. So people don't have to go and learn how Shopify works and learn about the add-ons and all those features.
Okay.
And it's
so
free as well.
Here's one thing. So if you're gonna have to pay $2,000 to set up an e-commerce store, you're already lost, in my opinion, Sarah. That's why I would use WooCommerce.
Yeah, definitely. But I think that for example, women-led projects selling fashion or maybe products, and they are into this investment, maybe it would make sense. But definitely for idea stage startups, it doesn't make any sense to have an e-commerce to pay for that. Also, when we work with startups, we usually also advise to start selling on Instagram or maybe have a WhatsApp number Like, for example, one major retailer in Lebanon who sells cosmetics identified that 80% of their online sales were made on WhatsApp and not on the e-commerce platform.
Yeah, you can test that way. That's fine. You guys can do that. There's no reason not to. As long as you're reaching customers, you're fine with it. So any other questions? Ghadi, Elsa, Farah, anyone?
Is it normal that صار في كتير delay بكل المعاملات هلا؟ Because يعني everything that all of the calendar that you have set, let's say مثلا من هلا ل end of the year, it has to be completely rethought of لأنه يعني في أشياء that يعني ما عادش فيك تاخد the same يعني you cannot tackle it in the same way. So بحس إنه everything has become more stagnant. ما بعرف إذا هيك
صح, but that's an effect of COVID. That's the problem of COVID. So basically, it stopped the supply chain in China, it stopped the supply chain in the US, it stopped the supply chain in many places. So that's causing problems, So ما في لك شيء. These are problems that are happening because of COVID. This is a side effect of COVID.
Yeah.
We develop. Muhammad, can you please share with us what you do exactly? Because that's asking what other tools can we benefit from. Because what is it that you want to do so I can help you with tools?
لا في كتير tools انت بتعرفهم you are mentioning كأنهم عاديين. ففي tools يمكن نحن ما بنعرفها مثل هلا انت حكيت عن Airtable و it was like everyone knows about it وأنا ما كنت بعرف عنه. ففي غير tools في غير tools مثلا ما بعرف بتسهل الواحد البزنس تبعه maybe not everyone knows about it.
Airtable is one of those tools that I personally love. It's very great. It's great for project management. It's great for databasing. It's great for spreadsheets. So basically, there's something called Notion. I'll send it to you here. It's also pretty great for this stuff. For e-commerce, I told you guys there are many plugins on WordPress you can use, which is something I love. Sorry, it's airtable.com, not .co. So basically, I would rather I tell you things based on the tools based on need. بس اختار على بالي a need, I'll give you a tool for it. I can't really remember them, but I do have a list of tools which I can share with you guys right now that if you're working from home you can use and you can translate them to other tools if you want. Just open the.
نادر يا هاي
تفضل.
بخصوص السوفت وير هي كانت المشكله انه الانتيتيز ما عندها استعداد تطبق السوفت وير وتحط داتا عليهم، ويمكن اخر شيء تلاقي في اوبشن افضل او في اوبشن بيعطي كتير فيتشرز حسب الاوبريشن اللي هي بتشتغل فيه. فنحن لما قدمنا سوفت وير مثلا لانفنتوري او لريتيل بزنس كان في صعوبة كيف بدهم يطبقوا ويشوفوا كيف مثلا عم يستفيدوا الانتيتيز، هل في نتيجة منيحة لإلهم. بس من جهة الويب سايت كان في عنا كلاينتس بلندن بمالطا بتركي، لا منيح عم نستخدم ووردبريس بلاتفورم.
I know that. I'm not saying WordPress is a perfect tool. It's just the best tool to start with. Now
yes,
it has a lot of things that plug into it. But eventually, once you become a fully fledged business, you need to develop your own solution. Otherwise, you're going to get stuck with limitations that were not planned for you. So I guess we lost like 90% of the people who started with us right now. Most people have quit, it looks like.
نادر أنا عندي سؤال بعد ما عقلت. هلا بس نعمل اونلاين شوب موستلي انا اكثر مشكله عم بواجهها هي البيمنت شانلز. يعني ليتس سي لحتى اكزامبل قريبه المشكله انه حالة اونلاين حالة اذا بدك انترناشونال ترانسفير عم بيتحول على البنك وبيبطلوا فينا نسحبهم. عندك اني ايديا انه اي اونلاين انه اي بيمنت ميثودز مع نسق قريبه فينا نستعمل او بس هيك تو سيرش عنهم؟
لحظه عم بتقلي عم بتحولوا على حسابك من برا وما فيك تسحبهم؟
لا يعني let's say انه انا بعت على دبي حدا دفع فيها كريدت كارد المصاري كلهم رح يتحولوا انه على حساب البنك والبنك بحولهم على حسابنا وبيبطلوا كفريش ماني بلبنان. في شيء ما بعرف انه اني international payment method ننبش عليها.
No, that's the problem. Everything has to link into a merchant account وبلبنان كل شيء بيطلع من قريبه especially international.
اوكي يعني ساعتها if انه we are a Lebanese startup وعم بدنا نعمل انه we want to sell online بدنا نجرب نفتح اكونت ببلد براني صح؟
I'll look up ways for you. بلكي تفتحوا هون بدبي because دبي ما فيها taxes بس I think you need to set up a company here but it's cheap. إذا فيكم set up a company I think بتكلفكم $400 total. But I'll search for it if there's a way to do it. بس لأنه I know how difficult it is.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry bro, it's just the country, it's not me.
لا بعرف أنا بس بسألك إذا عندك any idea عن any payment.
لا ما أنا one of the reasons جيت على الإمارات هي to set up إقامة هون so I can set up a bank account والقصص.
Okay, thank you.
Nader, about the bank accounts, I spoke with a company كمان يعني بتسجل لك شركتك بدبي بس it's not 400 it's like 5000 لحتى تقدر and you have to be there and sign papers. ايه أنا بصراحة استغربت.
نعم لا فيك تروح من خلال ركز أو من خلال دبي فري زونز بتسجلها ب 2000 درهم كلها سوا وهلا رخصوها ل 250 درهم.
I'm thinking of going with First Base. هيدا بأمريكا بس بدلوير.
First Base at IO, I know, but your taxes will be higher. Like you have to pay 20% on all your profits.
طيب طب okay, if I were because I'm still indecisive يعني هيدا it's still in the hands of the lawyer. هلا حسب ما فهمت من اللي قريته it's about 600 per for the first time and then it's 200 every year without the taxes عم نحكي.
هاي First Base صح؟
Yes, هاي the First Base. أنت عم تقول لي بدبي free zone. طب if I were to pick one, I know I need to travel there, but if I were to pick one, which one would be the most convenient? لأنه
أنا personally I prefer Dubai free zone لأنه عندك access على Dubai market, عندك access على Dubai stuff. هلا there is a way, there's a third way. This is something guys you can use, but I don't think you can use an Estonian e-residency. You can set up a company through the Estonian government directly. E-residency بيطلع لك حساب بإستونيا everything بإستونيا يكلفكم تقريبا $50 بالشهر.
Estonia?
Estonia e-residency.
Estonia e-residency.
I'm writing it so you know what to search for. بس انتبه ما تروح through different websites, go through the government site. Otherwise بتروح من $400 ل 3000 يورو. بتنط فرد نطة.
This is the one thing that's stopping actually opening an e-commerce website لأنه you have to register the company to open up payment gateways لحتى يكون في عندك حساب بالبنك.
مظبوط. So check out Estonia e-residency. Estonia e-residency also gives you access to PayPal.
So Nader بس نتأكد إنه
to Stripe I mean not just PayPal. To Stripe. غادي perfect.
عم تقول نجرب استونيا اي ريزيدنسي تنقدر نفتح هونيك شركة ونفتح حساب هونيك.
Basically I just noticed it and this is a solution for you. إذا بتفتحوا Estonia e-residency بتحطوا شركة بتعمل شركة بإستونيا.
Okay.
كله remotely, you don't even have to go there.
Okay.
You basically have a bank account there. You have a technical e-residency, which is you're not really a resident. ما بيطلع لك passport, بس بيطلع لك all the rights of a resident in Estonia.
Okay.
بيطلع لك they assign a lawyer for you and they assign a accountant for you. بيكلفوك $50 بالشهر أو اثنين وبيسجلوا لك شركة I think another $200.
قد إيه sorry؟
$200.
Okay.
So once this is done, you will have access to something called Stripe. I think you know Stripe, right?
Okay.
So Stripe is the world's best payment processor and you'll have access to PayPal. بس يطبق على حسابك لهونيك وساعتها بتحولهم انت لعندك بينطبقوا فريش ماني.
Okay. Do you have any email link, any website link أو شيء
Let me just find out. I was using وأبعت لك إياها. Give me
sorry
one
أنا
second.
آسف بس it's really our main problem هلا يعني.
No, it's my job. Okay, this is it. This is the government site. لا أعملكم روحوا through government site مش through other sites لأنه basically if you're going through a company to help you set up in Estonia, not through the government, you'll end up paying 3 times as much. It'll still work, but you'll end up paying 3 times as much. Did you get the link? I just sent it in chat.
Thank you a lot for the link.
Anyone else has any questions?
Hi Nader, it's Elsa. Sorry, I have the one last question.
Go ahead.
أنا مع غازي بس إنه لأنه أنا زدت المشكلة إنه نحن زدت الستارت اب. كان بدي أسألك do you have any information about Virgin Island و opening شركة هونيك وهيك لأنه some people بيقولوا إنه أهين.
I have no idea.
لأنه it's cheap وهيك.
What I know is أنا عم بدك اللي بعرفه إن Estonia residency والfirst base يعني Delaware. I don't prefer Delaware because of the high taxes. Estonia gives you access to the European market. The taxes in Estonia are lower. They only apply when you're giving out dividends. But you have to make sure to discuss this with the lawyer they assign to you to get specifics on how it's paid. But you don't want to get your account there shut down.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
أحسن Virgin Islands, I have no idea.
وبعد one last thing انت كنت عم تحكي عن دبي انه it's a free market يعني ساعتها ما في taxes يندفعوا اذا حدا فتح شركه هون.
صح. For the first 50 years ما عندك أي taxes.
When we open up our company there.
صح.
Okay, great.
You don't pay income tax, you pay anything. But you have to understand something. Opening up in a Dubai free zone entails some rules for your employees. So بدي يكون مجبورين يكون عندهم إذا بدك تجيب employees بدي يكون مسجلين هون، بدي يكون مجبورين عندهم insurance، مجبورين عندهم هالقصص كلها.
Okay.
Everywhere has its limitations بس إنه هذه كلهم one time setup costs. فهمت علي؟ Once you get past the setup cost, you'll be fine.
وسؤال يعني انت عم تقول انه if we are running the company from Lebanon بس انه حتى we registered it in Dubai وانت عم تقول
أنا عليك شوية rules لأنه part of registration of the company بيطلع لك فيها resident visa هون بس يعني عندك شركة دبي يطلع لك resident visa by definition which by definition بتطلع لك شوية rules.
اوكي فهمت عليك. و do you have any link related لدبي مثل ما بعت لنا تبع اسمه؟
I don't have any specific link but check out if you're a fintech. I know ADGM because that's where we are. It's a fintech related hub. But look out بس حط Dubai free zones أو UAE free zones.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Guys, I guess this is it. If anyone has any questions before we close this up. Okay. Don't forget to sign up to Circuit. It'll be useful for everyone. There's a lot of things. We even got someone from Conversion XL to give talks. I'll share the link in the chat if you want to sign up to Circuit. And I'll see you guys tomorrow because tomorrow we have another session. And I hope I was helpful. If you guys, please tell me if you guys found it helpful or not, because this is how I tweak my presentations. Thank you, guys. All right. I guess I'll be seeing you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.